I founded Whoop because I felt there was not technology in the world that could continuously understand my body. I was thinking about it through the lens of being an athlete, and so I asked myself, why can't I measure certain things about my body to be able to better understand my own performance, or to know what I should do next? There was nothing to tell me that. It was all based on feelings. And in fact, there are physiological indicators that you can measure, secrets that your body is trying to tell you, that when measured, can tell you what to do. I think the biggest reason you're seeing such a rise in personal health management is that it's now possible. The technology's now gotten to a place where it can be very accurate and give you extremely actionable steps to make yourself healthier and perform at a higher level.
Whoop is a physiological monitoring device.
Whoop is a performance optimization and self-discovery tool.
Whoop is a 24/7 coach to help you improve your health. Measures everything about heart rate and sleep and recovery and stress and activity.
Heart rate variability, respiratory rate, SpO2.
A whole host of different metrics that then allow you to identify, what do I need to do or change in my life
in order to manage your health more effectively, to have more control of your physiology, how you're building cardiovascular loads, how much sleep strain, how much time are you spending in deeper stages
what is your
of sleep?
nighttime sleep?
Very important. We eliminate the noise, giving you insight about how you're trending, and then telling you how to manage.
This is my Whoop. I've had it on my body for about 7 years straight, which is pretty amazing.
I've been wearing it as long as there's been a Whoop.
Over the course of the last 7 years,
Totally disappears on my body. It's easy to wear, it's comfortable, the whole band's flexible, so you totally forget that you're wearing it.
you can wear it in a sports bra, you can wear it on your thigh, you can wear it on your forearm, your bicep.
We invented a modular charger, which allows you to charge the product without ever taking it off. Let me do that on camera. Just slide the battery onto your strap, and this is now charging my Whoop. So wearing this for 60 minutes gives me a battery life of another 5 days. And what's powerful about that is it's truly continuous. So you really get 24/7 data.
That allows us to train algorithms to give our members insight
To sort of how your body uniquely responds to things, enable you to make good decisions, or bad, but informed decisions.
It just allows me to do that more intentionally and not feel like I'm kind of guessing.
That personalization that's enabled by the non-invasive continuous data collection is our unique selling point.
It's just like having like the best teacher by your side.
Today, Whoop is considered the most accurate wearable in the market for measuring heart rate and sleep and other key metrics. It's a system that has really been validated by world-class professors, scientists, researchers. We're able to work with many of the best athletes in the world to help validate the technology, and has ultimately won a number of design awards for its ability to be worn on the body 24/7. As we've continued to build technology, our audience has gotten wider and wider and wider. Today, performance might mean being great at your job, or being a great father, or giving birth. And these are all new types of performance that our members are experiencing every day. One of our core differentiators as a company and as a business is that we found everything we do on research. When I was a student at Harvard, I probably read 500 medical papers as the foundation for the research for Whoop. And even now today, Whoop is constantly involved in scientific research studies. We work with many of the best research institutions around the world. We publish peer-reviewed papers. We work with leading doctors and scientists. So we'll take a discovery in research, and rather than sit on it, we'll rapidly turn that into a product feature that someone can be using. It's both basing everything you do on research, but moving quickly. And that combination happens to be pretty unique in the space.
I absolutely love this, and it's going on 6 years of continuous data streak. How could using a wearable help prevent burnout and depression in graduate medical education? When you ask someone what wellness means to them, you're going to get a variety of different answers. And that's going to show in their physiology in a relatively similar way. Using a wearable to passively measure it, your physiology throughout life, really, that's going to help identify where the problem occurs, but also how to improve it. They're very simple things that you can do, but you really just need to key in on the changes that are important. And really the only way to know that is if you're going to measure it from the get-go. You saw significant improvements in everybody's morale and objectively in their WHOOP data. We've done several studies since then, and we ended up enrolling almost 40 residents at Penn State Hershey, tracking them for 12 months and looking at periodic surveys, literature-validated surveys of wellness, burnout, and depression, and comparing those to WHOOP metrics. And it's been a fantastic experience to work with the company and feel like you're making a change in the medical training that myself and my peers have gone through, particularly in the difficult times of the COVID era and thereafter.
So when the pandemic started, just sort of by virtue of the size of our member base, there were people who were getting COVID. And what was really interesting about that is we were looking at when people were telling us that they started to feel sick and when that respiratory rate was spiking. And it was actually spiking 2, sometimes 3 days before the onset of symptoms. That allowed us to give people something to look at that might serve as a bit of a heads up that they'd contracted COVID, and therefore that they should start social distancing, because by the time you start to feel sick, you could have already been spreading it for 2 weeks. The biggest areas that we're excited about are areas around mental health, female reproductive health, sleep health, where wearables are uniquely well positioned to answer these questions because of the scale of data that we have, and because we can collect these large, both longitudinal and cross-sectional data sets.
That really provides the clinician with a very powerful tool. We've actually used this in one of our studies with heart failure patients to predict heart failure exacerbations and figuring out ways to intervene before anything bad happens and improve patients' quality of life and keep them out of the hospital.
Preventative is really where you can reinvent the healthcare system and you can give people the ability to address something before it happens. I envision a world in which you'll be wearing a health monitor 24/7 and it'll be able to give you an alert that you need to go see a doctor, not in some future date, but in the next 30 minutes. You need to go see a doctor now. That's the power of continuous technology, and I think it's the system that we're moving towards with preventative care.